So here's our boat. When we arrived yesterday, I didn't expect the mast to be standing because when I left it, the mast was lying flat on the boat for canal travel. The challenge is I don't speak Dutch, although I understand it pretty well, but I don't speak it. And the people here don't speak any languages that I speak, except for some German. So I communicate with them in German. They half understand it. And then the result comes out sometimes what I hoped for, sometimes what I didn't hope for. This time I didn't want the mast to stand because if we're going to go around the canals, the mast has to be down so we can go under most of the bridges. So tomorrow we have to take the mast down again, lie it flat on the boat, and then we're only about 2 meters 40 above the water level, so we can get under most bridges. This boat is a 1976 Albin Vega 27. It's a boat I wanted to have for 10 years. And then when that whole ridiculous thing came with COVID, I just said, I'm going to start fulfilling some of the things I want to do. So I bought this online without having seen it. And we came up, like I said, last year to collect it and to put it in the water and start playing with it. But we haven't really had the time. Last year we were on it maybe 10 days, and this year maybe 10 days. The dream is to get this boat through the canals down to the Mediterranean. These are all the sails. Today I cleaned it. It looks really nice and clean, very white. It's a 27 foot, 8.25 meter. It's a very tough ocean-going sailboat. This boat has gone around the world many, many times. And now it's in the hands of a very incapable sailor who can hardly get it out of the port. All right, so we are in our boat. We arrived here yesterday afternoon. The boat was quite dirty and disorganized. It's still a bit disorganized, but that's just because there are 3 of us living in this little boat right now. So today was rainy and windy and not too cold, but like 16 degrees, which for August, for people from Lugano, 16 degrees is a little bit cold. So I cleaned the boat. It looks really nice. We're debating what to do. I have to be back in Lugano on the 6th. So we had thought about just sort of heading down south and finding what we can find. The concern is to be kind of up against the time frame and not know where to leave the boat and have to come back and all this crap. The thing is, I have a boat, 2 houses, 5 motorbikes, and a family, and 3 different jobs. So I found that every hobby I do is kind of half-assed. So that's the challenge. So we have to think about what we're going to do with the boat. My dream is to take it down the canals all the way to Marseille. And it's not going to happen this year. We've decided that. So maybe we just go around Friesland for the next 6 days and leave the boat here. These people are pretty good at managing the boat for us while we're away. Well, we were just outside, ready to have a walk to the town. There's a beautiful little village about 1 kilometer away. And fortunately, we were only about 10 meters from the boat and started pissing down rain. So we ran back inside and wiped everything down. A little bit of background story here. 2 years ago, 1 year ago, spring of 2022, I was stupid enough to buy a boat in Holland, in Friesland, although we live in freaking Marbella, 600 meters from the sea. So sometimes I have to be protected from my own stupidity, and this time I wasn't protected, and I was allowed to buy this boat. So we came up here last year. We hadn't seen it. We came up here to get it. And we had a lot of fun last year going around Friesland. Friesland is an amazing part of the world. But the dream, the idea behind buying a boat here was to go down through the canals of Holland, Belgium, and France to go down to the Mediterranean, come out of Marseille, which I know people who have done it, and I've ridden my bicycle along many of those canals. It's going to be an amazing experience over 30 to 40 days once we get to it. So the point what I was trying to say before with all these things that we have to do with the goddamn motorbikes and the boat, and we don't have ever have time to find 40 days to go down and do a trip like this. So this year we had a bit of free time, but now that I have my consulting clients, now I have a part-time job, now that I have my AI project, I just have to be on a plane on the 5th to go back to Lugano. So it looks as if the whole trip has to be put off another 9 months. And then we're going to block it in the calendar for the end of April to come here, get the boat, clean it, and then start going down the canals all the way to the Mediterranean from the north of Europe, which would be an amazing thing if we can ever get around to it. So that's it, the last edition of our strange existence. More later. This is the channel already. Oh, that's quick. The way back is always so much shorter. I don't know why.
What's always so much shorter?
The way back to any place is so much shorter than the way to go.
Can you guess what it is? No.
Super
Bowling.
noodles.
What do you say?
Super
Bowling, huh?
noodles.
Bowling's insane. Bowling is crazy time. I don't think so.
Asta e viața în barcă. Cațerola, cum zice Daddy.
That's work, man. That's work.
That looks hard. Oh. That looks really hard. That looks pretty fun. Look, go in the water, go in the water, go in the water.